What is going on, my people of the planet? I am D Venom, and welcome to another episode of Raising Vibrations podcast. All right, you guys, it is near the weekend, and I must say that my weekend did not go accordingly as planned, but all is good, especially considering the fact that I reached out to someone to apologize for my actions. When I was invited to their home, I was unfortunately under the influence of methamphetamine, and I explained this scenario on my YouTube platform. But all in all, I reached out to this particular individual yesterday via text message and phone call, and both of those efforts were pretty much shot down. And I haven't heard from this person today after leaving them a voicemail. So this pretty much lets me know that they don't want to deal with me. And that's fine. Not everyone in this world is going to want to deal with my energy. And, I get it. I was at fault in regard to being under the influence when invited to this person's house. And I knew it. I should have stayed home, but I didn't. I went anyway. And, along the way shows signs of, being under the influence of something. So methamphetamine ruined, or I allowed methamphetamine and or Satan to conquer and divide. And I was feeling a tinge low vibrational in regard to that situation and the situation that occurred after the Janet Jackson concert. I explained this situation on another episode in regard to what occurred after the Janet Jackson concert. So I was feeling low vibrational in regard to both of those, and I was on my YouTube platform yesterday, and I was just checking out some things, and my latest video that I uploaded received a comment, and I was afraid to read it, because I didn't know if it was going to be good or bad and or neutral. And the person said that they don't know how they stumbled across my video, but they commended me in regard to standing in my truth and standing in my power, and basically telling the world that I fucked up in regard to allowing methamphetamine to conquer and divide a relationship and or relationships. And that alone raise my vibrations. It's people like that keep me going and keep me telling my stories to the world, because with every story that someone has to share, someone within this world can relate. So it just made me feel good to read that comment, and I responded back to them and gave them some kind words, and I feel good about that. But anyway, I went to the laundromat, and I pulled up in this particular section of the laundromat where there was a makeshift tent or something to provide privacy. Damn, I keep on biting my bottom lip. Anyway, this makeshift tent or whatever it was made to provide privacy. But instead, the people that built it may as well not have built it, because we could still tell what they were doing behind this makeshift tent or whatever. I mean, shit, they weren't even covering themselves while they were smoking fentanyl or whatever they were smoking with aluminum foil, nodding off, had methamphetamine pipes in their hand, and they were smoking that. Mind you, children are playing in the parking lot of the laundromat, and pretty much everyone that's pulling up in the laundromat in that particular section and the hotel or apartment complex or whatever it is next door, whomever parked in that particular section, could see exactly what these individuals, were doing. And before I left, I just sat there and I just watched and watched and watched. And I know that I could have left at any moment because I was being triggered. But I stayed there and I watched because I wanted to just see these people outside of their element, higher than the dog, nodding off and whatever else. I want to see people outside of their element, just high as fuck, thinking that they're outsmarting everyone else that's not high, because I want that to be a reflection of my own damn self. I don't want to be that ignorant and less than smart while on drugs. And I'm pretty sure I have been less than smart on a few occasions and smoked in public and things like that, trying to lure in some bait. But I was nearly in tears before I left. I'm like, this cannot be what our world is turning into. I mean, they were literally smoking in front of all of us at that particular time and just not giving a damn about it. And the fact that there's rarely any repercussions when these people do this makes it even worse, because it's telling these individuals it's fine to smoke fentanyl or whatever you're smoking with aluminum foil wherever you so please. And it's not right, especially when there are children and families that are presented. Just have some etiquette about yourself. You don't have to be the epitome of your drug addiction. My goodness, just like when I was out there in the streets, doing shit that I had no business, trying to lure in, bait and whatever else the case may be, and, smoking in public. And it's just like, who am I to be doing this type of bullshit? I have no right. And, it's just not cool. So I was going to record them. And then I thought about it. These people are outside of their element. They know what they're doing, but they don't know what they're doing. And I recall a situation when I was living in Las Vegas, and I was living as a woman at this time. And I was walking down the street minding my own business. And there was a approaching car. So before that car passed me, I heard the voice of a gentleman scream out the window, "Hey!" And silly me, I took the bait and I turned towards the voice in the vehicle. And the person was hanging either out the passenger side front window or back window with their camera phone facing me, laughing. And they were filming me outside of my element. And, I didn't even know that they were recording me until I turned around and seen it. And I'm also thinking about my current situation, because I don't know if I am being recorded or if my privacy is being invaded or not. But I'm having strong intuitions and suspicions that this is going on, especially considering what happened last night. And I just refrained from recording these individuals, especially while they were out of their element. Now, if I had recorded them, I was going to respect their privacy and cover their faces and the greater majority of their body, or bodies, considering there were two individuals involved in this scenario. But I just didn't do it, because it's not right to invade someone's privacy, regardless if they're doing right or wrong. It's just not right to do anything like that, because I wouldn't want that done to me, considering I'm already feeling like it is being done to me. So I ended up leaving that area, and as soon as I left, the triggering thoughts pretty much evaporated, and I'm close to home at the park across the street from me, recording this episode. But I wanted to reach out to you guys before I got home, because I wanted to share what happened last night in my apartment that just further makes me think that my privacy is being invaded. Anyway, I'm just going to pray in regard to the world, and hopefully things get better, because all these walking zombies and standing zombies and Oh my God, it's just ridiculous how this world is just turning into a free-for-all in regard to the drug epidemic. And it's nerve-wracking. And unfortunately, at this point, I am a contributor in regard to that epidemic because I'm relapsing and I'm smoking methamphetamine. And so I have to look at my own actions through the actions of others and make proper decisions for myself and those around me. Anyway, you guys, in my apartment last night, I was in the living room and I decided to go into the bedroom, and I'm in there taking care of a couple of things, and it's dark. I don't turn on any lights. I just go in there to put something in a drawer, if I'm not mistaken. And I take it upon myself to lie on my back and just relax. I don't sleep in either of the bedrooms because I have two. I sleep in the living room. I feel like I'm becoming my grandmother little by little because she had a bedroom to herself, but she decided she just loved sleeping on the couch. It was more comfortable for her, and that's what she liked. She liked sleeping in the living room on the couch, and that was her bedroom, the whole living room and that couch. And this is where I sleep, in the living room. So it's not a coincidence that I'm in the living room and this is where I sleep. Considering, myself and these particular neighbors have been living around each other for a while now. So to a degree, they know my routine, just like I somewhat know theirs. Anyway, as I'm on my back, I close my eyes for a brief second and I open them, and in the corner is right above my closet doors, there was the shine of a red light followed by a blue light. And the blue light it reminded me of the situation that happened with my ex-roommate's television that was unplugged. It seemed like it was taking a picture of me or something because it flashed blue. I did not have my phone on me at that time. Other than that, I would have recorded a video. And I instantly sat up and I kept my eyes in that particular area. I know exactly what I saw. And I'm telling you, it was a red light followed by the flash of a blue light. And this is not the only time that I have seen lighting in that bedroom. On the ceiling, there was two clear as day blue lights that was just pretty much slowly meandering across the ceiling. And I recorded it. And in the living room, it looked like eyeballs or something that was pretty much facing me. And I was in a brief meditative state at that particular point, and I woke up, and I before I went into that meditative state, I seen those eyes or whatever this shit is. I seen it, and I closed my eyes for a brief second, opened them, and these particular eyes or whatever was like pretty much right in front of my face. And I hurried up and grabbed my phone, and I took pictures of it, and I showed my then roommate these particular images, and they were like, what the fuck is that? And even they were perplexed at what these eyeballs or whatever is. So I am going to upload what I recorded via that app on that television that was unplugged. I'm also going to upload those blue lights that I recorded in my bedroom. I'm also going to upload those eyeballs or whatever the fuck I don't know what it is. I just know that I took pictures of it or a video of it, and I'm going to upload those images because this is all I have in order to fight back. I have social media, and I that's it. I don't really have no one to talk to or reach out to, except my platforms. And I understand that drugs do play a huge role in regard to psychosis and seeing things that may not be there and whatever else may be. But if these things weren't there, then why would they show up in my images clear as day? Or why would they show up in the filming or recordings clear as day? You can see these things moving. I don't know what they are, but I don't know if my neighbors are playing a game, considering they know that, I indulge with, methamphetamine at this point. So they could be playing a psychological game with me. But either way it goes, something is not right, because they seem to know every room that I enter into. And I understand. And on top of that, they have bedrooms that they can sleep in. I don't know how many people reside upstairs, but it's just like, why are they always in the living room? They have bedrooms that they can occupy. I mean, this is natural to me to be in the living room, and I'm not saying that they can't be in their own living room, but, they tend to reside in their living room the same as I, and they seem to be right above me. And I don't know. I mean, could I be showing signs of paranoia? Possibly, but I don't think so, especially when I meditated upon this situation, and the energy that I received in return was basically confirmation that somewhere down the lines, this is going on. And unfortunately, people such as myself, and people like wives, husbands, even children, people that rent Airbnbs, people are being spied upon every single day. And there's really no voices out there that, how can I say it? There's really no voices out there that help fight against being preyed upon, unless it happens to someone, especially someone famous, and then all of a sudden there's some form of action. But I mean, we have hidden cameras to protect ourselves in our homes and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have these items. They reserve the right to protect their home just as well as I reserve the right to protect mine. I have a camera that is motion and people censored, and this camera, is I think it's 360 degree angle, and it usually points at the ceiling in specific areas to let me know that either a person or people are there, or some type of motion is going on. So the camera is pointing there. But I don't like it. Your home is supposed to be a place where you can lock the doors and be safe and forget about the world and whatever else. But I don't feel like that in regard to my situation. And I don't feel like no one's going to believe me in regard to my situation until I seek professionals. And to do that is probably going to cost a lot of money. So the only thing that I have at this particular point is the application that I downloaded to my phone that turns my camera phone into like a spy cam device. And I have a spy cam device that I use on a couple of occasions to, look for spy cams. And I did this yesterday, after I seen that light flash in my bedroom. I took it upon myself to use that app and see if I could see anything. And in the living room, I didn't see anything. And in the bedroom, I didn't see anything at that point. But with hidden cameras being rarely detectable these days, who's to say that there aren't planted somewhere, but my spy cam and the app just can't locate them. If you have been spied upon, or if you have had intuitions and suspicions that this has been happening to you, and you further research and come to find out it's really true, your intuition and your suspicions did not steer you wrong, you are, or you were being spied upon, I would like to talk to you and figure out, what did you do in order to proceed after you found out that your privacy was being invaded. And I don't care if this is drug induced or not. I want to know what you've done so that I can, possibly do something similar, because at this point I feel defenseless, aside from having the hidden cam. Well, it's not really a hidden cam, it's, you can see it, but aside from having that, I really don't have anything else aside from the phone and my spy detector device, and I just don't know what to do, you guys. But I'm going to, for further proof, upload those particular videos on my social media platform, my YouTube platform, playlist. They pronounce me dead upon arrival, and go from there. I may even have some pictures that I can upload in my community section so that you guys can view this and let me know, like, hey, these are possibly some type of device or devices that can pretty much invade my privacy. I need to know what I can do to protect myself. All right, you guys. I just wanted to get that off my chest before going home, because this is one reason why I don't record anything at home, because I already know that they're pretty much being nosy, and you don't really let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So I usually record away from home to keep them out of my business, especially with my podcast. I want that to be somewhat of a secret for right now, until otherwise. All right, you guys. Before I go, one last thing. I'm creating this particular episode, and I created another episode, the red dots, in regard to being spied upon, for a reason, and that is for people to stand in their power and investigate. And don't be afraid to investigate. Don't be afraid to debug your apartment. Don't be afraid to look into things. Oh, by the way, the red dot that I seen on my phone that particular day that I told you guys about while I was in the bathroom, debugging that area, come to find out, because I went to a T-Mobile store, and they were telling me that it's either a proximity thing or a pixel thing. And they told me to call the 1-800 or 611 number, and I did that and talked to technical support and told them exactly what was going on. So the guy that I spoke to basically did some research, and come to find out, I'm not going crazy or anything like that. That light that I seen is a proximity thing. Basically, is letting me know that my phone is my phone, and whatever else the case may be. So it was told to me that basically the phone recognizes me, and those particular lights that I seen that reminded me of hidden cameras is a part of that. So I can turn that off, but I decided to leave it on because if it's pre-installed with the phone and if it's meant to be operable, then let it be. But at least I took the initiative and I went into T-Mobile and I also called T-Mobile about my concerns. And the guy was very professional. He was very helpful, and he was just like, he gets it, because people are weary in regard to their privacy these days. And I am not the only one whom has called T-Mobile in regard to these particular red dots or whatever that they seen or that I seen on my phone, considering I'm using my phone as a spy cam device. So when when everything is dark and I'm using that device, sometimes I can see, and sometimes when I'm not using that app, I can see those particular dots or whatever, and it has nothing to do with anyone invading my privacy. It just has to do with that proximity thing or whatever, the pixel or proximity thing. But I'm pretty sure he said proximity signals or something of that particular nature. But if you guys are using your phone as a spy cam and you see these red dots or whatever, look into it, because you just never know. But just know that it's nothing bad. It just comes with the phone, and it's basically your smartphone or your iPhone letting you know that it recognizes you and whatever else the case may be. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to end this content and go home and clean and all of that stuff, and yeah. All right, you guys, I am D Venom, and this is Raising Vibrations Podcast. You guys have a good one, and namaste.